Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here again. We're going to give you a progress update on Jimmy's building. So, got several different things that he's working on. One of them, I'm going to show you this first. He took out the window that they had in here and he's replaced it. He's going to replace the other windows as well. He was just testing this one out to see, and we'll discuss all that with him in a moment when we go inside. Okay, so we're gonna take a walk around here and come on in here. All right, and he is laying the floor down, as you can see back here now. So I'm going to let you explain, Jim, what you have done with the floor so that people get an understanding of what you did. Now, first of all, guys, just so you know, there was a large, how big was the lip in the front here, Jim, before?
It's raised 4 inches from standard.
Okay, so the doorway was raised 4 inches from standard. You can see now it is not, and once the flooring is in, it'll be snug with the door. So what did you do?
So there's 2 layers of that under the ply.
Okay.
Which gives me R20 above the subfloor, under the floating floor. I can still put more insulation if I want to crawl under it and put rock wall up in between the trusses. I may or may not do that. I don't know yet. See how this works.
So then now
the vapor barrier in and of itself.
Now the floating floor that you put in was, would you go with 5/8?
15-30 seconds.
15-30 seconds, okay.
5/8 wouldn't fit with the vinyl plank.
I gotcha. All right. So now you got that all in, as you guys can see, all the way in here, and now he is starting with getting the floor in. So that's going to be the color of the floor. Again, another layer. So he's going to have quite a bit of protection, keeping the floor warm. And that's the focus there.
And because other people were having problems with moisture coming up through the plywood joins on the original subfloor, there's a layer of 6mm vapor barrier underneath all of this. This is a vapor barrier in and of itself at this thickness. There's 2 layers of this.
Right.
Then the ply. I should not get any moisture coming up through the floor.
Should not, no. Nope. Now you got more, we're going to show everybody, you got more of the plastic up as well. Up here where you didn't have it before, and then you got, so what were you doing with the wiring? You were explaining to me earlier, so I want people
okay, well I decided that I wanted the first 3 outlets in the corner on a separate circuit, so I dropped another short leg to tie into my outlet line coming down. Took the insulation out of there, which is what on that corner, because I didn't have any more. So I'm going to put a second door swinging in, starting there, and it'll come over to about here, and I'll have to put a double stud and header it, sill plate it to get it up high enough.
Right.
All that. Windows are a work in progress. I got my windows with me this trip.
Okay.
Got 1 roughed in, 2 more to get in.
So they're double hung windows.
Double hung, swinging, tip-in sashes for cleaning, vinyl over steel reinforced frame. Aluminum lock hardware, e-glass, double pane, all that happiness.
Okay.
And I just got back and picked up the rest of the insulation. I should be able to finish overhead with what I've got on the truck. Where I've got it open there between the door and that window is going to stay open for right now because I'm not sure which bay I'm going to seat my breaker box in.
Right, right.
And whatnot. And,
so I'm going to remind everybody over here, I'm going to show you guys. Up on top here, you've gone 3 deep with the R15, correct?
Correct.
So it's R45 in the ceiling with a vapor barrier as well. And then the eave, you can see that it's going to stay open like that. So you're going to get your airflow up there.
Yeah. I need to put an end gable vent on that end because these only come with 1 really small.
Right.
But without having them vapor barriered and insulated, you get enough airflow around the doors and the windows and whatnot that was enough.
Right.
But with it closed up, I need to put a positive vent on that and probably a solar so it can pull.
Right, there you go.
And
But a lot of progress, a lot of work. You know, coming along nice. How long you think it'll take you to put the floor in?
depending on how much finicky it is.
Right.
Sometimes they just don't want to play nice, or I throw that one aside and grab a different one and come back to it later.
Right.
But and then the getting the foam and the subfloor and moving all the trash around so I could get in here to do that and start there and then move stuff back and then put this down and then move it back up this way. I had about between 6 and 7 hours into doing
The floor.
the floating floor.
Okay. And I see you got some racks over here for
Yeah, I've had
storage.
those in my way for the last, I caught them on a sale and they've been sitting in my way for the last 3 months.
Right. Well, that's the time to pick them up.
And that and toolboxes and wire and
Now,
when I
what,
get done fooling around, I'm going to go through most of a spool of wire in here.
so now with the walls and the ceiling, what are you going to finish them with?
Not 100% certain yet.
Okay.
I haven't found what I'd like to have. I don't know. I like paneling for color, but paneling tends to outgas. If I could find thin low-end panel, 3-score, for paneling price, I might just use that and paint it white. I might just go for the FRP panels that you use a T-channel, and it says every 4 foot swallows connections it's got, because that's another vapor barrier in of itself, and you can sponge wipe that down and you can throw water at it, isn't gonna matter.
Right. That's they're not a bad idea.
And this flooring, once it's all snapped together, is supposed to be 12-14 hours of puddle standing, not get through it.
Okay. Good.
So I'm not sure I trust it that far, but
Right.
it could be damp mopped and it's not going to hurt it.
Right. Sure.
Other than the spacers at the edges come up once the flooring is in place, because those are expansion gaps, but you've got to have a straight line there to set them.
Right.
And where the insulation's pulled back out of that end wall is where a second door is going in.
Right. Yep. You were saying you're going to put a second door there, which makes it smart to have a second door.
And not even a rat trusts itself to one exit.
Right. Exactly. So that's not a bad thing.
And these windows are too high off the ground. They want to go out of in a hurry.
Right. Yeah. It's too. We'll go back outside. I'll show you guys. But all right. Well, thank you for the update. Looks good. A lot of work.
I'll probably be into the overhead tonight when it starts cooling off. When I
Right.
get the panel.
So again, you can see he doesn't want to be climbing out those windows and having that drop. So having the second door is definitely a good option. More insulation. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end this video, and Jimmy's making great progress as well. I hope you guys have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.